Have you ever felt like life itself was holding you back? Like every time you were ready to move forward, something unseen blocked the way. It feels almost cruel sometimes, doesn't it? The delay in the job you prayed for, the relationship that never blossomed, the doors that seemed to shut right in your face. If you're honest, maybe you've even whispered in frustration, "God, why are you punishing me?" But here's the paradox. What if the delay isn't punishment at all? What if the very thing you've been calling a curse is actually the evidence that heaven is working behind the scenes, setting the stage for your destiny? Picture this: a grand theater, its red curtains drawn shut. The audience is restless, wondering why the show hasn't begun. But backstage, the crew is moving silently, arranging props, positioning the actors, preparing the lights. What looks like a delay to the crowd is actually divine preparation. And that's your life right now. The curtain hasn't opened yet, because the author of your story isn't finished arranging the stage. In this video, we're going to uncover 7 prophetic truths about why your delays are not curses, but sacred setups. Each truth will peel back another layer of this mystery, showing you how God aligns timing, relationships, and even silence for your greater calling. And here's the part you cannot miss. The last revelation, number 7, is the one most chosen ones overlook. But once you see it, it won't just shift your perspective, it will redefine how you view every closed door, every unanswered prayer, every season of waiting. So lean in, because if you stay until the end, you will never look at delays the same way again. And before we dive in, take a moment. If your spirit is already stirring, hit like right now. Subscribe so YouTube shows this word to more chosen ones like you, and type the number 7 in the comments. 7 represents divine completion, and I believe this message will bring completion to some unanswered questions in your soul. Now, let's step into the first revelation. Number 1. Delays are not denials, they are divine pauses. Imagine an orchestra. The musicians are ready. The maestro lifts his hand, and then silence. Some in the audience grow restless, but the maestro knows that pause creates the perfect entrance for the music. Your life works the same way. When everything seems frozen, when doors won't open, you're standing in that sacred pause. To human eyes, it looks like delay. To heaven, it's preparation. If God rushed you into what you prayed for before the foundation was ready, it would collapse. Sometimes the pause exists so your entrance matches the timing of the stage. Have you felt this? Those silent moments that later prepared you for breakthroughs you never imagined? I remember a season when I thought I was cursed. Every attempt failed. But later I saw those were not wasted years, they were building years. In silence I learned patience. In waiting I found resilience. And when the moment came, I was stronger than I ever thought I could be. Here's the truth. When heaven pauses, it's not rejection, it's alignment. Your spirit is being tuned, your character shaped, your heart tested. So instead of asking, "Why hasn't it happened yet?" ask, "What is God preparing in me during this pause?" That shift turns frustration into fuel. Waiting becomes training. And here's the hidden key. The pause is also a filter. Some people can't stand silence. They'll leave, accuse, even mock your lack of progress. But God uses stillness to separate those truly aligned with your calling from those who only loved the noise of your momentum. That's why delays feel lonely. Because silence protects you from voices that could distract you when the music begins. So ask yourself, am I fighting the pause or embracing it as preparation? Remember, the conductor hasn't abandoned the orchestra. He's waiting for the right moment to unleash the sound. But if silence feels uncomfortable, wait until you see what happens when delays begin to touch your relationships. Because sometimes, it's not only about timing, it's about who gets to stand beside you when the curtain finally opens. Number 2. Relationships shift in seasons of delay. Think of autumn. Trees once full of leaves begin to shed. To the untrained eye, it looks like death, but it's preparation for new life. That's what happens when God allows delays. People you thought would stay forever begin to drift. Friendships lose fire. Even family may no longer understand you. It hurts. It feels like loss. But it's pruning, not punishment. Delays reveal hearts. Many can celebrate you in abundance, but few can sit with you in silence. The pause exposes who is truly aligned with your destiny and who was only attached to your momentum. Have you noticed it? When things slowed down, some stopped calling, checking, walking with you. Painful, yes, but revealing. Those who can't endure delay would never survive your destiny. Picture climbing a mountain with a heavy backpack. At first, many walk with you. But as the climb steepens, some complain, some leave, some even add weight to your load. You feel abandoned, but God is lightening your journey. The summit requires less baggage. That's why not all relationships can cross into your next season, not because they're evil, but because they're unequipped for the altitude of your calling. So stop mourning every leaf that falls. Stop chasing those God has already released. Empty branches are proof He is preparing new connections and alignments. And sometimes the delay isn't about others leaving, it's about you letting go. Cutting ties with what drains your spirit to make room for what nurtures it. Chosen ones struggle here because we want to carry and heal everyone. But delays whisper, you can't carry everyone where I'm taking you. So ask yourself, who has drifted in this season? Which ties feel dried up? Could it be God protecting you, not punishing you? Here's your practice. Instead of begging people to stay, pray for discernment. Lord, show me who is meant to walk with me into the next season, and give me peace to release the rest. Because relationships reveal destiny, and one of the greatest gifts of delay is clarity. But if watching people leave hurts, wait until you see what happens when the very doors you prayed for suddenly slam shut. That's the next revelation. Number 3. Closed doors are not curses. They are hidden protections. Picture a child running toward a busy street. A loving father slams the door shut before the child can escape. To the child, it feels unfair, restrictive, like love turned into punishment. But the closed door was rescue. That's exactly what happens in your journey. When opportunities vanish, jobs fall through, or relationships collapse, you're not being cursed, you're being covered. Think about it. How many times have you looked back at something you desperately wanted, only to realize later it would have destroyed you? The relationship that broke your heart, the job you didn't get, the move that never happened, they weren't losses. They were protection. God doesn't guide only by opening doors. He also guides by closing them. Sometimes His greatest mercy shows up as denial, but in the moment, it feels brutal. You cry out, God, why block me when I was so close? Yet truthfully, you're being spared from a storm you cannot see. Here's why discernment matters. Not every open door is from God, and not every closed door is from the enemy. Some are heaven's shield over your destiny. Have you noticed this? What once felt like loss often turned into liberation. So instead of saying, I can't believe this door closed, ask, what danger did this door protect me from? That one question shifts frustration into gratitude, because closed doors save chosen ones from wasted years and draining paths. They test trust. They ask, will you believe God's no is as loving as His yes? Anyone can praise when doors open. Chosen ones trust when they slam shut. That's where destiny is forged. So maybe right now you're pounding on a locked door, wondering why heaven is silent. Could it be the lock is love? Could the silence be safety? If so, your job is not to force it open, but to trust that the one who closed it sees what you cannot. So next time you hear the click of a lock instead of the swing of a hinge, remember, it's not rejection, it's redirection. But if closed doors feel hard to accept, wait until you see why God hides you in the shadows before revealing you to the world. That's the next revelation. Number 4. Preparation happens in the shadows. Think of an actor before the spotlight ever finds their face. Long before the applause, there are endless rehearsals, forgotten lines, quiet corrections, none of it glamorous. But without those hidden hours, the performance would collapse. Your life works the same way. The delay you feel is not wasted. It's rehearsal. The shadows are not punishment. They are training. Seeds grow underground before breaking the surface. Babies form in the hidden womb. Diamonds are shaped in pressure and obscurity. Why would your calling be any different? Maybe you feel overlooked, unseen, forgotten. But you're not buried. You're planted. The soil around you is not a coffin. It's a covering. Have you felt that frustration of being hidden while carrying something powerful inside? That's the chosen one's struggle. You sense the fire, but heaven whispers, not yet. Keep practicing. Keep building. Because exposure before preparation destroys destinies. If God gave you the platform too soon, the weight of visibility would crush you. Hidden seasons protect you from premature exposure. This is why chosen ones often feel isolated, not because they lack value, but because their value is being refined in silence. While others rush, you are forged in fire, strengthened in patience, tested in resilience. But here's the beauty. When the curtain rises, you won't just perform. You'll carry the strength years of shadows carved into your spirit. So what should you do in the hidden season? Develop the gifts no one applauds yet. Build the character fame cannot sustain. Train the discipline destiny will demand. Obscurity is not abandonment, it's alignment. And hiddenness carries a secret reward, intimacy. Away from the crowd, you learn to hear God's whisper with clarity. Public seasons rarely allow. So let me ask, what are you practicing in private that no one sees? Because those unseen habits will decide if you're ready when the curtain finally opens. Don't despise the shadows. Don't rush the rehearsal. What God shapes in silence will one day speak louder than applause. But if the shadows feel heavy, wait until you see how even time itself bends in the hands of God. That's the next revelation. Number 5. Divine timing disrupts human schedules. Think of a river. From above, it looks calm and steady. But when storms pour down, the waters overflow, carving new paths and reshaping the land. That's what happens when God steps into your timeline. You think you know the plan. Dates, milestones, future mapped out. Then divine timing tears up your script and replaces it with eternity's design. Chosen ones don't live by man's clock. They live by heaven's calendar. This is why your life never seems to match others. While peers marry sooner, careers rise, dreams unfold, you feel delayed, out of sync. Painful? Yes. But what looks like misalignment is proof of divine alignment. God's timing is never late. It's layered. Each delay is synchronizing unseen details. He's not just preparing you, he's preparing people, circumstances, and places to carry the weight of your calling. Have you noticed that when breakthrough finally comes, it often feels like a flood? Opportunities, connections, resources, doors shut for years swing open in days. That's not coincidence. That's Kairos, God's appointed time. But waiting for Kairos is hard. Watching others step forward while you linger tests faith deeply. You cry, God, and when is it my turn? Heaven whispers, trust my timing, not your timeline. This is where chosen ones wrestle most. Delay makes you question destiny. But here's the revelation. Delay is not denial. Delay is divine rearrangement. Think of Joseph, years lost in betrayal and prison. Yet in one day, God lifted him from dungeon to palace. Those wasted years were set-up years. The flood of favor came at the exact moment Pharaoh needed a dream interpreter. Your story is no different. Every seeming delay is God aligning your Kairos. So here's the practice. Stop comparing your timeline with anyone else's. You are not late. You are on schedule, heaven's schedule. And sometimes God disrupts your plans on purpose. Cancellations, breakdowns, postponements. Not to frustrate, but to redirect into timing you could never orchestrate. So when schedules collapse, instead of panicking, pause and ask, what Kairos moment is this delay protecting me for? Because when divine timing strikes, it doesn't just fit, it flows. But if divine timing can disrupt schedules, what about when it feels like God's timing is silence? That's the next revelation. Number 6. Silent promises are tests of trust. Have you ever planted a seed? Day after day you water, but nothing breaks the surface. It looks dead, forgotten. Yet underground, roots spread and life grows unseen. That's what a silent promise feels like. God speaks destiny over you, and then silence. No updates, no confirmations, just the ache of waiting. Chosen ones know this pain. Holding on to a word when heaven goes quiet is one of the hardest trials. You wonder, did I imagine it? Did I fail somewhere? But silence is not absence. Silence is strategy. Think of Abraham. God promised descendants as numerous as the stars, yet years passed with no child. Every night he looked at the sky and saw the gap between promise and reality. But it wasn't wasted. Each silent year stretched his faith and deepened his trust. The same is true for you. Silent seasons are not punishment. They are training grounds. God asks, will you still believe me when nothing looks like what I promised? And here's the test. Silence reveals where your trust lies. Do you believe only when progress is visible? Or do you trust the promiser even when nothing moves? Faith isn't proven when everything aligns. Faith is proven when the soil stays dark, the seed stays hidden, yet you keep watering, keep believing, keep declaring. Even if I don't see it, I trust. So how do you endure silent promises? Speak life over them daily. Guard your heart from bitterness. Remember the seed. Unseen growth is still growth. Let me ask, what promise has God whispered to you that feels silent now? Are you tempted to let it die, or will you hold it like a seed, trusting the unseen roots? Here's the gift hidden in silence. It sharpens your hearing. With all noise stripped away, you learn to hear God's whisper more clearly than in busy seasons. So carry this phrase: delayed promises are not broken promises. They are planted promises. And don't miss this. Silence is building towards something. Because when fulfillment comes, it won't just meet your expectations. It will exceed them. And that leads us to the final revelation. The one I told you about at the beginning. The one most chosen ones overlook. Number 7. Delays align you with destiny. Imagine a chessboard. Each move looks small, even pointless. A pawn forward, a knight to the side. But to the master, every move is strategy, positioning for victory. That's your life. Delays are not random. They are alignment. Every pause, detour, and closed door has been a move on the board of destiny, preparing you for a moment greater than you see now. Delays don't mean God forgot you. They mean He is positioning you. Think of Esther, hidden, delayed in obscurity, then placed in a palace to save a nation. The delay was set up. Think of David, anointed king but sent back to tend sheep. Years passed before the throne, yet those delays trained his hands for battle and his heart for worship. When Goliath came, he was ready. Without delay, he wouldn't have been. Now think of your life. The relationships that ended, the doors that closed, the seasons of silence. All of it was God moving pieces, aligning details, orchestrating your reveal. Here's the key. Destiny isn't only future, it's being shaped now, in delay. Even this moment is alignment, connecting you with people you haven't met, opportunities you can't see, doors not yet revealed. The enemy whispers delay means failure. But destiny is never late. It's always on time. When the curtain opens, everything makes sense. The pauses, pruning, silence. It all comes together in one divine reveal. So instead of fighting delay, embrace it. See it as proof your life is too significant to be rushed. God doesn't hurry masterpieces. He aligns them. So when the ache of waiting comes, whisper, "This delay is my alignment." Because soon, the stage will shift, the curtain will rise, and the tears of frustration will become shouts of gratitude. Delays are not curses, they are choreography, the language of destiny. But here's the challenge. Will you trust the alignment even when you don't understand the moves? Will you believe the Master sees a victory you cannot yet imagine? Chosen one, Your delay is proof of destiny, and soon you will step into it. You didn't find this message by accident. If you made it here, it's because your spirit already knew. Those delays were never curses. They were signs. Proof that heaven has been setting the stage for something greater. Think back. The pause of silence. The shifting of relationships, the closing of doors, the hidden rehearsals in the shadows, the disruption of schedules, the testing of silent promises, and finally, alignment with destiny. Do you see the pattern? It's not random. It's design. Every delay was heaven's handwriting on the script of your life. Not everyone will understand this. Some will call you stuck. Others will say you're wasting time. But chosen ones know. Deep inside, you sense something bigger is unfolding. And when the curtain rises, even those who doubted won't recognize the person God has shaped in the shadows. So what do you do now? You embrace the delay. Stop fighting the silence. Stop mourning closed doors. Trust that every pause, every detour is holy alignment. Carry this truth. Delay is not rejection. Delay is protection, preparation, positioning. The stage is being set. And when the lights rise, you'll see every tear and every no was building toward this moment. Now let me speak directly to you. If this word stirred your soul, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with another chosen one who needs to know their delay is not the end. Someone close to you may be questioning their worth right now. This could be the reminder that saves their faith. And if you made it to the end, declare it publicly. Write in the comments, "I am stepping into my destiny." Don't just type it, prophesy it over yourself, because speaking it is the first step to living it. One last thing. If you haven't yet, subscribe to this channel so you can keep growing in your journey as a chosen one, and so YouTube shows this word to others who need it. The stage is ready. The curtain is about to rise. And soon you'll see, the delays were never wasted. They were the proof that God was preparing something extraordinary all along. Now don't stop here. Click on the next video that just appeared on your screen, because what waits for you there will take this word even deeper. Your story isn't delayed. It's aligned.